What's up, fight fans? It's your boy Miki with Ski Mask Way Boxing, coming back live with the highlights from the fight last night, Stanionis versus Jaron Boots Ennis. Just like my predictions as stated, if Stanionis could get past the first 6 rounds, which he didn't, um, he'll go deep. But I thought that Jaron would stop him in the late rounds. Um, if you was to watch and see what really transpired in the fight, you will see all of my predictions was basically spot on. Jerron was too fast, too slick. Um, his footwork was impeccable. He boxed. He didn't really stay there to let Stanionis bang on him. Stanionis really showed heart in this fight. I mean, this was a definitely a great showing for Stanionis, even though he got stopped. With fighting against a talent like Jaron. Jaron was definitely his skill levels is just above. You could just see it. Stanionis was straight up and down, no special effects like Floyd always say. It was just a I mean, it was. I want to say a cakewalk. Stanionis got a couple of good punches in there, here and there, but it wasn't nothing. Like I told y'all, Jaron got a chin, and that's half the battle. When you got a chin, you could sit in the fire. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Jaron did. He sat in the fire against Stanionis and showed people that he's just levels above these so-called belt holders. But to me, Jaron just looked big, man. No pause. He was big. He came in there, man, from the weigh-in to fight night. Man, Jaron was like he had to get like 30 pounds. Man, he looked huge. He looked huge compared to Stanionis, in my opinion. I didn't hear none of the commentators say that, when I was watching the fight or whatever. But Jaron looked like his size was. He was like, I ain't gonna say twice as big. He was a size and a half above Stanionis, and you could tell that Stanionis punches didn't really affect him because he absorbed a lot of the fireworks that Stanionis gave him. But Stanionis, he put up a tough match to be on a layoff for 2 years. He really, to me, he did pretty good because he caught Jaron with some nice, solid, tough jabs, and he hit him with some good hooks. But Jaron absorbed that. Like right there, he caught him with a nice hook, another nice hook, another nice hook. But Jaron got a chin. And that's why I was saying, a lot of people, when you got a chin, that's half the battle. That's half the battle. I'm telling you, like how I was telling folks about Abdullah Mason. He don't have no chin, and to me, he's the new Amir Khan. He got all of the output because Amir Khan was a great offensive fighter, but he didn't hold on, let me pause this real fast. Yeah, what I was saying about Abdullah Mason, he's a great offensive fighter, but his chin is not going to hold up in the test of time when he fight tough opponents like he did that one guy that knocked him down twice. And he wasn't such a tough opponent to me. He had a lot of good knockouts, but his skill wasn't on the level of somebody like a Keyshawn Davis or something like that. But I think he had more power than maybe Keyshawn. But when you got somebody with a skill level and then have some power, because Keyshawn is not weak in his power. Keyshawn can bang. You know what I'm saying? So I just saying, like, Abdullah, he's just not what people think he is. And you're gonna see Miki be right. But getting back to this fight, you can see Jaron. I love the fact that he kept his jab. He kept his jab pumping, and he kept him at bay with his jab. If you watched it, he kept him at bay with his jab. And Jaron, see, look, Stanionis caught him with a nice hook, but Jaron caught him with a nice overhand right over top on the back of his head, and it kind of like messed his equilibrium up on Stanionis, and you saw what happened. And Jaron, he just was too big, man, too strong, too much athleticism. His footwork, he had a chin. He looked like a complete fighter tonight. You know what I mean? people might say he got hit too much, but you're gonna get hit in a match like that. And Stanionis is he's a tough opponent. You know, he's gonna keep moving forward, all gas, no brakes. That was his motto in the final press conference. You know what I'm saying? And you could see he was about all gas, no brakes, and he just ran into something that was, look, man, just too quick, too fast, footwork impeccable. Look at Jaron, looking like Floyd back when he fought Arturo Gatti. You know what I mean? And that's how it was. I think in the 6th round, the same thing would happen with Arturo Gatti and Floyd, because Jaron said this was going to be his coming out, like how Floyd did Arturo Gatti. See how Stanionis is pressing, and see, when you pressing somebody like Jaron, you got to have more power. See, look, nice straight jab. Look, he just didn't have the power to hurt Jaron. You know, you gotta hurt Jaron, and it's gonna be hard because he got a chin. He got a good chin. I mean, David Avenesian, Karen, all of them caught Jaron slam on the chin, and Jaron just kept coming. And Stanionis did the same thing, but look how Jaron just absorbing all of that and just walking forward. Because he looked like he about 190, 185. Man, he punishing this dude. And then his body work, his body work really slowed Stanionis down, man. Look at Jaron's body work right here. He just punishing him to the body. And just look, missing, and he just too quick, too fast. Watch his body work. Look, Stanionis still fighting. Look, he caught him with a nice straight jab, and Stanionis was throwing nothing but power shots. But Jaron just too big, too strong, too quick. Look at the body shots. Look, boom, boom. Woo! Look at the body shot. Look at the body work. Now watch the uppercuts. Look. Ooh! Too much, fight fans. Too much. But I like I said, I like Stanionis, and he gave his best try or whatever. I just knew that he if he couldn't get past the first 6 rounds, he wasn't gonna last. He wasn't gonna last. I thought Jaron would stop him late, but I knew Jaron was gonna stop him because he just too sharp. You know what I mean? And you know, he see how he playing and all that right now, because he know where he got him. He got him, you know what I mean? But Stanionis still swinging for the fences. But see, look, he just, man, look, and that's the end of the fight right there, because Stanionis didn't even, look, body shot, body. What's the body shots? Body, uppercut. He came off the stand, man. So, you know, I just think that Boots is just he's look at Stanionis' face. He bloodied him up, man, and he hurt that boy, man. He hurt him to the body a lot. You know what I mean? But I like I said, I think that Stanionis gave all of what he had, you know, in the fight. I just don't believe that he was strong enough to hurt Jaron. You know what I mean? And that's why I said that maybe if Jaron go to 54. He'll have a tougher time because he's fighting bigger opponents. But I don't think nobody at 47 can really hurt him, because, you know, people say, you know, like how they say he a weight bully or whatever, but, you know, that's a part of boxing and everything. If you can make the weight, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about? If you can make the weight, it doesn't matter. People can say whatever you want. I'm a weight bully and all this. We'll see his true skill level and his true abilities when he get to 54. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that he'll be honed in to his natural weight class, which is 154. People saying that he a weight bully at 47, but I just think that if you can make the weight, man, do your thing. Get the, you know, we're prize fighters. You know what I'm talking about? But that's all I got, really, man. Here at Ski Mass Weight Boxing. Boots really he showed the people that, you know, he's somebody to be reckoned with, and I don't think nobody at 47 can beat him. I really don't. I don't think nobody at 47 can beat him. Brian Norman Jr., they're saying about him and everything. I don't think that Brian Norman Jr. Can deal with that footwork. You know, Brian Norman Jr. got power and everything, but, you know, he got to hit him clean. Boots is too He too fast, too slick, and it's like a running back. You know what I mean? Like a running back that you gotta get a hit on, like a linebacker gotta get a hit on him. But sometimes because he's so shifty, you don't get a real clean hit. You might can tackle him, but you don't really get a clean hit where you want to try to put him out the game. And that's how Boots is to these other guys who got power, like a Brian Norman Jr. I don't see Brian Norman Jr. beating this. I really don't. I think Brian Norman Jr. will give him a go, but I think Boots will stop Brian Norman Jr. too. I think he'll stop him within eight rounds. Because I just think that Brian Norman Jr. He's because with that last fight that he had with the guy caught Brian on the chin and he, his feet shuffled, boy. I'm telling you. Go watch that fight again. Cervedo, or what's his name? Yeah, I think his name's Cervedo or something. He caught Brian, and he got some power too. He caught Brian Norman Jr. and that he did an attention shuffle. Like in the military. Because I remember seeing that, but I just don't think that Brian Norman Jr. can beat Boots, man. He'll give him a good fight early, maybe the first 4 rounds, maybe 5 rounds, but I think Boots will stop him within 8. He'll stop Brian Norman Jr. If he tries to, continue on his heart because his father is so adamant about his son beating him, I think he could possibly ruin his son's career being in there with Boots. You know what I'm talking about? As far as trying to, if Brian Norman is getting really beat up, like, damaged, letting him to continue or something like that. But yeah, you looking at the undisputed 147 right here, and I'm not saying that just because he beat Stanionis and they were saying Stanionis was his toughest match thus far. I just don't think his athleticism is just too much for anybody. I don't see nobody at 47 with this type of athleticism, power, jab, ability, slickness. He just got it all for undisputed champion, and I like to hear what a lot of people are going to say about his output and what he was doing against Stanionis, because no matter if you like him or not, you got to tell the truth. And so that's all we got here at Ski Mask Way Boxing. We appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all, and we hope that y'all will continue to rock with us and like, share, subscribe, comment, and tell us what you think about his performance and on tonight. But it don't seem like I don't see nobody beating him. And like I've been saying, I'm an admirer of boxing. I'm not a fan of none of these guys because I feel like I could do the same thing. But at the same time, I'm just so happy that both of them came out there healthy. Nobody was taken out on a stretcher or anything like that. But I just feel like Boots would clean up the welterweight class and become undisputed and go to 54, and that's when we'll see. I really think 54. Maybe guys can absorb a lot of Boots' power, but I think 60 gonna be his class. That's where I think he'll really shine, because like I said, tonight it looked like he's about 185. He looked big, man. He didn't look nothing like he did when he was weighing in. He looked like a skeleton, man, kind of. And then he really rehydrated well, and we'll see though. But that's all I got, fight fans. Thank y'all for coming back to another episode of Ski Mask Way Boxing. And like we always say, don't forget, Jesus love you. Amen. Amen. Y'all take care, fight fans.